Good morning. Today is March 5th, 2025. My name is Richard Candia, and this is the South Dade Shoutout. I'm a business development manager with Florida Lamarck, a general contracting company here in Miami-Dade County, but I'm also on the board of the South Dade Chamber of Commerce. The Shoutout is our way of introducing members of the community, special people, special businesses, special organizations that help make South Dade the special area that we love, the special place to live, work, play, pray, and thrive. Today, we are visited by Andrea Curbelo. Andrea is a development officer with Patches, a facility that helps to address the needs of children and young adults in our community with special and complex medical illnesses. Welcome, Andrea.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So we've had a little bit of chat about this, and I think the best way to introduce Patches to our viewership and to our friends is through that video that you brought.
Yes.
So if we can, Rochelle, do you think we can?
Patches is a nursing center for medically complex children. We take care of kids that have life-threatening illnesses, asthma, seizures, heart conditions, kidney failures, those kind of things. We realized that there was a glaring need for education and for services for these parents. It's ongoing medical care, nursing care here that the child needs every day. And then we also have an educational component. We have a contract with Dade County Public Schools, and they provide some teaching support, but we provide our own teacher so that when the child's medical needs are met and they're ready to leave here, they're not behind their peers.
Patches is a place where they are designed directly for that particular child and his health condition. So that just gives me a sense of peace.
They know what to expect with the child, what to work with the child. It makes you feel safe that your child is somewhere that you feel protected.
When you have a child with these types of medical needs, they almost need 24-hour-a-day care. With Patches, they have the ability to bring their children to people who care for them throughout the day, letting them go out and earn a living, let them go out and do their jobs.
Most of our parents are low socioeconomic. A lot of them are Medicaid recipients. If they don't have Medicaid, then they're free because these services are needed. Any parent that has a child with a chronic condition needs the support, especially if they have to go to work. We're like a medical daycare.
Having a child with disability, it doesn't just impact you and your child, it's like the whole family unit. If you have other kids, you're also trying to take care of their needs too. So bringing Ellie to Patches was not just like awesome because it was one place where we could drop her off and I knew she'd get all her therapies. Like it's everything in one spot. And I feel because I know she's been taken care of during the day, like when she comes home, I can just enjoy her without the pressure of like doing all the therapies with her.
This is a big operation. I think they're licensed for 70, 75 children. So that's a lot of responsibility, a lot of expense. You know, we fight every day for funding. We fight every day to give these children services.
Fundraising is one of our vital components. In order to do what we need to do, we need to have the community support behind us.
We take care of a lot of children in need in this community, but it's just not enough for us. We need to expand. The sad reality is there's so many children in need. We need to help more families and ultimately change more children's lives. Patches has 5 acres of land, and we've finally started the process of carrying out this vision, this dream, with an approximate 50,000 square foot state-of-the-art building that will accommodate more children, accommodate more services, and really be there in new ways for the families in the community.
The nurses and the staff that are here because they want to be here. We have a child that's a spinal bifida here, and one day she had been to therapy and she'd done all the things that she was supposed to, and something inspired the child and she stood up and she walked. There wasn't anyone here that wasn't sobbing because that made everything that we did to that point for that child worth it, because that child walked. It's a big deal for us. Miracles happen here every single day. All you got to do is look.
We have the dream, we have the land, and now we need the support of the community.
Okay, so we're going to be honest to the folks out there.
Yes.
That luckily we couldn't hear the audio because this would be a different conversation if we heard the audio.
Yes, it would.
It's very, very moving. I watched it last night. Okay. So now we have a better framework of what Patches does.
Mhm.
Very unique.
It is.
Not a lot of places like this.
Correct.
You described it to me as a daycare.
It is a medical, in a sense of, for layman terms, it is a medical daycare center for these children to come to Monday through Friday, 12 hours a day, 6 a.m. to 6 p.m., so that their families can work, they can go to school, or most likely they have other siblings that have, appointments, school themselves. So it's basically an oasis of healthcare for these children to be able to go to where they normally wouldn't have anywhere else to go.
Okay, so I'm going to go off our questions that we talked about
Yeah.
because you used the word oasis.
Yes.
It is in deep South Dade.
Correct.
It's in Florida City.
Yes, it is.
It's far away from a lot of facilities.
Mhm.
Why there then?
So that location was chosen especially for where the need is the greatest. So our co-founder and CEO, who you've seen on that video just now, Kyle Smith, she goes where she is most needed. And in her sense and idea, that is going to be in Florida City, where a lot of those parents are not going to have other resources that other cities or areas in Miami have access to.
Fair.
Correct. So that's a poverty-stricken area where healthcare access is very limited. There's no specialists down there. There is not a lot of doctors, or that the parents might have a language barrier. They have car transportation issues. Some might not even have a driver's license. So this is where the kids need the most help. And that's why Patches will always likely be located in Florida City.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, Andrea's never done this before. She's new at development, as being a development officer, and you could have fooled me.
Thank you.
Rochelle, could you put the web page on the bottom there for us, and let's just leave that up there for people to access and to learn a little bit more. I think the more you learn about it, the more you want to learn.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I've heard Patches the Village and Patches PPEC.
Okay.
Give me the distinction. What's the difference there?
Sure. So Patches PPEC, again, that's going to be a prescribed medical daycare. That is where the children attend every day, like I mentioned, and that is by a doctor's order, right? A prescription. They cannot be there without the doctor stating that there's a medical necessity for them to be eligible to go to that center.
Okay.
The village is our dream.
That's the ambition.
It's an ambition.
That's the
It's an
goal.
idea. It's a dream. It's going to be a huge impact in that area. The idea for that is Kyle saw another need in that area, which is these parents are having a hard time getting access to all their appointments, therapies, school, anything like that in all one area. And these parents who are already experiencing issues with a medically complex child, maybe a language barrier. We have had parents that are homeless. We've had parents that are migrant workers in the field.
Oh, wow.
It's very difficult to get up north for 5 appointments for their child. It's also difficult to understand medical jargon that specialist is telling that parent who has no medical background.
Plus, they're nervous and
They're nervous. They don't
Yeah.
understand. It's difficult, right? So Kyle always likes to say they're in the hospital when that child is born with a piece of equipment that looks like this, and then they're sent home with something that looks completely different.
Sure.
And it's scary. It's very scary to have a child that has a medically complex disease, right? So the village is going to be kind of what we like to call it, again, an oasis of healthcare, a one-stop shop that's never been seen before, nor is it something that's been done. The idea is to have the PPEC nursing services with therapy, with a private pre-K through 3rd grade, with a clinic that the community can access, and a young adult daycare, which is important because after age 21, these children are no longer eligible to come to our center and receive our services. And unfortunately, regular nursing homes are not an option for these children or their parents.
That's another conversation we need to have at
Yes.
some point, and not just in South Dade, but everywhere.
It's a big problem
Same problem
for us
with
and our
foster care.
parents.
Same with the foster
Absolutely.
care situation
Yeah.
system. We talked about. I just mentioned that you're new to the organization and
I
you
am.
in the role.
Mhm.
So when you started, what did you expect to find? I'd like to hear your perspective. That's interesting.
Yeah, so I have been at Patches for about 2 years now. This was not my background. I'm actually have no medical background in this, but I have done a lot of volunteer work in the area. I had a very good friend who had this position before me, and she recommended that I come and take a look when she knew she was going to be moving out of state, thought this would be a good fit. And I expected it to be a daycare, right? The children come every day, they play, they hang out, they go home. That's absolutely not the truth at this center. There could be nothing further from the truth. They are receiving therapy, they are receiving nursing services, they're receiving education, which is not something that normally is given in a PPEC setting. We are reimbursed for our teacher. We do not get reimbursed for her salary through Medicaid. We asked for private funding through a group that fundraises for us called Heartbeats for Patches, and from donors in the community. So they're getting education, therapy, nursing services. They're getting love. They're getting care. They're getting socialization from peers that look like them and may have the same type of disease or illness that they experience. So they're not just sitting on the ground every day playing. They're learning. They're thriving. They're being socialized where they wouldn't get that same access at home if they were just sitting at home with a nurse.
There's nothing like this anywhere else in the county.
No, there's other PPECs in the county, just not a lot of the PPECs have a teacher and or therapy services that see the children daily in-house.
What a treasure.
Yeah.
So you told me there's a lot of things that you didn't know. The in-house schooling, trying to
Right.
give kids a normal life within
Right.
within those parameters.
Right.
Medically complex includes what?
So medically complex would be, again, these are children that have a doctor's order to come. We have seen anything from preemies all the way up to a 3-month-old that's had heart surgery. We have brain shunts. We have a lot of different varieties of what we see on a daily basis for these children. And of course, that child can't just go to a regular daycare. They can't just go to a regular school. They're going to need that nursing service daily and be monitored to make sure whatever they've got going on in their lives, it's being monitored, it's being watched, and that child does not have any type of episode during the day while mom is trying to go to work and earn a living. So these children need to have nursing services during the day, and it's not just in their home, it's with other children, like I mentioned, to be socialized, and with nurses that have been there for years. We have nurses that have been there for 18 years with us.
Wow.
And they know that child, they love that child. We celebrate birthdays with cakes with these children. They are given a normal life, as normal as can be. And some of the children have no idea that they're any different than anybody at a regular school.
You have parents that have come back to help?
We do. We have parents that come back and volunteer. We've had parents leave and go and have other services and then come back to us and said, nothing compares. My child needs to be here. We have a story that we've had children that were patients, one of our very first patients, and now they're actually a nursing student in our facility working for us.
No kidding.
Because it's come full circle. And Kyle's really seeing the fruits of her work go from one step A all the way to having children come back and work for her.
Well, I meant to ask you about her a little later, but let's go into that now. The
Mhm.
founder.
Yes.
How did she get the idea to do something like this? How was she moved to do something like this?
Yeah, Kyle Smith is the co-founder. She shares that role with Joni. Joni is now retired. So Kyle is doing this and manning the show on her own right now with Joni's help from afar. But Kyle, I believe, from what I understand, she had a UM medical project when she was in nursing school. And that project, she made a community project to go out and get medical data on the care in the area in Florida City. And she had heard a story about a little girl that had asthma and she needed oxygen, and the oxygen was shut off in her home. The power was not, she couldn't have access to it. So this child's mother had to walk from the migrant farms to the Clearest ER center. And when she got there, she wasn't able to be seen right away because it was a free clinic, and whatever may have happened there, it had taken a while for her to get called back. And by the time that had happened, the child had passed.
Oh, my.
So she, in her mind, she said, this should not be happening. And I know about this problem now, and I'm going to make this problem go away. I'm going to be not part of the problem. I'm going to take the problem and be a solution. So she started Patches. The concept came about 25 years ago, and Patches has been open and running in the community for 20 years.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm a little speechless because how often do we become aware of something and
act
you have
on
a
it.
choice to either do something or not?
Yes.
And she's embarrassing all of me.
She's an amazing
Yeah.
spirit. She's still working there. She's still very much a part of the day-to-day. She cares for those children as her own. She had medically disabled children of her own that she had adopted.
Okay.
So she's Mother Teresa.
Oh my gosh. she's
Yeah.
too good. Okay. So the vision is evolving.
Correct.
I'm going into this into the Patches Village.
Yes.
Where would that be located, and what's how we saw one of the renderings?
Yeah.
How big would it be?
So we have about 5 acres. It's going to be located in Florida City around the Fallujah Park, if you know that area. We have a plot there. It is a plot right now, but it will be on 5 acres. It's about 65,000 square feet, again, to house those different disciplines that I spoke about. And the idea really came because there's more children every day that are being diagnosed with these special needs or have these medically complex diseases, and it's only growing every day, the population size of these children. So these children need somewhere to go, and they need somebody that cares for them, again, so mom and dad can have work. I mean, we have parents that have to quit when something happens to their children, and there's only so many PTO days, and there's only so many days that you can take off work because your child has an episode at school. So we need something bigger. We need something better that houses all these disciplines under one roof for these medically complex children who also are battling with poverty or food insecurity or any other issues that they might have in Florida City. This is going to be a safe haven for them.
Just some of those challenges alone would be enough for
one is difficult.
most of us,
Imagine being on an oxygen tank as well.
I'm amazed and astounded by the range of services that Patches is providing
Yeah.
for these families. One of them, it sounds simple, but we're not a walking community where we need a car.
Yes.
Transportation. How do you handle transportation for somebody to get not only to get to Patches, but to go to an appointment?
Correct. Yes. So we've been very lucky to have huge community partners who believe in us. One of which is the Ocean Reef Foundation.
Ocean Reef.
Ocean Reef Foundation.
Oh,
Yes,
okay.
right in our backyard. They've been involved with Patches for at least 10 to 12 years.
How'd that happen?
I couldn't tell you. I'd love to have the backstory. It was before me, but I know they've been involved in Patches for a very long time. They're very, very good friends of ours. They call us all the time for anything that they think might help us or let us know about anything that might help us. And they were actually able, through a private donation, and themselves were able to get us. We have 4 vans. I know two of those vans on a minimum were donated by Ocean Reef,
No kidding.
and they were medically fit vans. So they have all the medical equipment within those vans. They are driven by a driver, and they have an EMT or a paramedic on that van. And we go out every morning and every afternoon, and we pick up these kids and we take them back home.
Wow.
Correct. And because of the distance that we are from most of the medical appointments, the specialists, and the things I mentioned, driver's license, language barriers, car issues, if that child has an appointment, in order to not miss that very important appointment, we have taken that child and mom to an appointment up north and helped mom understand what's being said in that appointment to make sure that child is getting everything they need and they're getting to their appointments and their medications and seeing their doctors.
Where did Miss Smith, right?
Yes.
Councilman, where did Miss Smith find these people?
The
The nurse that's been there 18 years, almost the whole lifetime
Yeah.
of its existence in Florida City.
Yes.
Where did she find these people? How does she attract these people?
I think just the organization itself, what we do every day, once you come in and you see Patches and you see these children and the care they're receiving, it's hard to not want to help. Either the community partnerships have either been through them coming and witnessing Patches and the miracles that happen there every day themselves, or they've heard about it from a friend, they've watched the video, and they all want to help. So we've been very lucky and just believing in what we do, believing in our staff, and doing the right thing every day, having the help that's come in that wants to be a part of these children's life.
Rochelle, do me a favor and scroll that again, the website. I'm gonna like to challenge our chamber community members to at least glimpse at this website and check out the video on this and see if you're not also moved. Okay. Whatever. What's the average age of the kids? The kids you said that come in from 3 months and stay up until 21?
From birth to age 21, where unfortunately the law right now says that we do have to discharge them. They're no longer eligible. However, Kyle is a pioneer, like we said, on most things, and she's working with Tallahassee right now to have a place for these children to go after age 21. Because in 2025 in Florida, with all of the knowledge that we have, these children have nowhere to go after age 21. And it's heartbreaking.
Right.
And it's a problem that we are going to rectify.
Right.
So Kyle is going to go to Tallahassee. She's writing legislation. She's working with, of course she is.
Of course, yes.
She's working with her team of lobbyists, and she's going to have a place for these children to go after age 21 in the interim of the village, right? The village will be a solution once we get there. But in the meantime, where can we put these children that's, again, safe for them? Because an adult nursing home is not safe for these children.
No.
Or
no,
these
no.
age 21 doesn't mean that anything has changed for them if they still have the age capacity or the mind capacity of an 8-year-old. A nursing home is not the correct place for them.
Imagine just the stress that the families are having.
Yeah, we had a mom recently that had to quit her job because her son graduated Patches and was denied nursing home care. And she has to quit her job, and we're trying to help her out, figure out
Now,
somewhere.
now you have two problems.
We have a few
And
problems.
society
Yeah.
is worse. As a whole, it's worse because now you have two
Yeah.
people that are dependent instead of one.
Correct.
Let's go to things a little more livelier. You have an annual gala
We
coming up
do. Yes, we do.
celebrating the 20 years.
Celebrating 20 years of being in the community. Very excited.
And if I want to get a ticket,
Sold out. Unfortunately, I mean, listen, we're only a
should've
week
been on
away.
last week. We could have.
Yes. So it is our second annual. We're a little bit new to the gala, hosting one ourselves. However, it was amazing last year. The community really, really showed up for us last year, and it was sold out last year as well. It was a very nice event. If you go over to our Instagram, you'll see videos of last year. We have an amazing social media manager who does great photos. It was sold out.
One of our friends, Councilman Roth, is a big
Yes.
supporter.
He's a big supporter. He's president of our board. He will be in attendance, of course.
Of course.
You saw him on the video as well. So Larry has also been there since day one with Kyle. So he's very, very involved in Patches. It's one of his passion projects. He's always involved in anything we need.
Mhm.
He also wants to see this village happen. So he's involved with that as well, thankfully. And he will be in attendance at the second annual gala, which is sold out.
Okay, you keep on rubbing it in my face.
You can't come.
but we can still help. Again, there's patchesvillage.org is still up there.
Yes,
And there's many ways to help. You can just call you directly, and
absolutely.
you'll tell people how they can
Yes.
help. Where is for those of us that just want to peer and look into a place that we can't get into, where's the gala going to be held?
One of our other amazing community partners, Belkis Alvarez, who has
member of the board,
yes.
the chamber.
Yes, she is. She has, for the second time around, donated her venue, Hacienda Los Robles.
Mhm.
And we will be having the event there again.
Talk about being out of your element. Belkis, a few weeks ago, she was the chair of the health fair,
Yes,
and she does have a health background.
she does. She actually has a PPEC health background.
That I did not know.
Yes, we didn't either until we met her. So God is great, right? We got this amazing fit. She has a PPEC background.
She's
And
James Bond. She does everything.
she's absolutely. We're very lucky to have a friend like her.
Wow, we were talking about Patches. Now we're going to be talking about Belkis. So it's
Superwoman.
okay. So let's. Since it's at Los Robles, it's going to be an appropriate type of event. Farm to
Right.
table.
Farm to table. We have a country western chic vibe going on for the attire. We're very excited. We have some amazing sponsors coming in for us this year again. So it should be a beautiful event. It's next Friday, March 14th. Again, since it's not a sold out event, we do have other ways of sponsoring or donating if you want to, if any companies want to partake in that. But we're very excited.
Is it appropriate to talk about who some of your sponsors are?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, we have some of our big sponsors like Lennar. They are very involved because they are involved in helping us for the moment with the village. We're
Okay.
very lucky to have somebody like them that's helping us with this concept. We also have South State Bank. We have Christina Palaz from Palaz and Moss Law.
A member of the board.
Absolutely. Yes, she will
She's
be
awesome.
there. We do have Commissioner Cohen-Higgins and McGee.
Good friends.
Right. We have Mayor Lavin Akava, who's also going to be sponsoring.
Also great friend.
Yeah.
So-
South Dade Kia. We have a lot of help in that area.
Another member of the chamber. All right.
Yes.
Chamber's showing up. Okay.
Yes.
These are all good friends, and I love hearing about it. But this year's gala is going to be focused on. Okay, we've got a vision.
We do.
So, Superwoman Miss Smith, has she challenged you all with a timeline? We're going to have it by this date, or is she's not there yet?
She actually, as a woman of God, and she gives it to God every day, and having taken care of these children, she wants this in 3 years, right?
Okay, so you do have a target.
Other minds have told us it'll take a little bit longer
Mhm.
because it's a huge undertaking, but she really has faith in that we will be able to give this back to the community in 3 years.
Okay.
We're working our hardest to try to make that happen. Donations, donors, community partnerships, like I mentioned, are all part of that.
We talked earlier that the actual piece of property was in unincorporated day, but has now
Correct.
since been
annexed into
annexed
Florida
into
City.
Florida City.
Yes.
Good friends in Florida City.
Absolutely. Mayor Wallace is a huge supporter of ours. I've had meetings with him recently with Kyle herself, who's a very good friend. They're very good friends. And he is very supportive. So it's a city planner. They're on board. We've actually submitted plans to them.
Okay.
We actually had a sit down with the city planner, the mayor himself, to make sure everything goes smoothly.
Mhm.
And he's been involved with this concept and with Kyle and Patches for a very, very long time as well. And he's such a supporter that, here's my cell phone number. If anything goes wrong, let me
Mr.
know.
Wallace does things quietly.
He
He
does.
does not bring a lot of attention to
He
himself. He does
does.
things quietly.
Absolutely. Yes.
I'm-
Very
I'm-
quiet,
I'm
but very
glad you-
helpful.
I'm glad you mentioned him.
Yeah.
Mentioned his name. Okay, so these kids, we're trying to give the normal. What have you changed your definition of normal since you've started working?
Absolutely. So, again, without a medical background, my normal when I first started in this position would have been for these children to just come every day, have their nursing services, and stay where they're at.
Mhm.
And that's not the case with Patches. There are milestones that these children are given.
Oh.
There's, they're fighting a statistic and an odd every day given by a doctor, but that doctor doesn't see them every day. They just see what's on paper. There have been children that have walked in our center that we're told they will never walk.
So that's something I hadn't even thought about asking you before.
Mm-hmm.
These doctors then that are seeing them every
Few months.
3 months or whatever, are they noticing a difference?
They are.
Are they?
They are.
Are they blown away
Yes.
and changing their diagnoses a little bit?
Yes, I was just in a meeting yesterday with my director of therapy, and we were told that there's, people in Nicholas, chiefs of staff and different disciplines that have told them, I absolutely, whatever Patches does or says or calls me and asks for a change on the script,
Mhm.
we go with, because they're amazing. We trust what Patches says and what they're doing. These children are defying odds every day, and it's only because of them coming in early to Patches, getting what they need early with the therapies, with the medications, with the nursing services, and then they are hitting a normal milestone. And what's amazing is you see some of these children on the video, 93% of our children will actually go on to live a normal life. They will go on to school. They will be able to go to a normal daycare. And if they had not gotten these interventions early, or they might have just been at home with mom who's doing her best, but doesn't have a medical background and is just doing what she can
You just do your
do,
best, yeah.
they might not have, been at school at 8 years old or 10 years old. It could have been never going to a normal school. So these children, 93% of them will go back and be in a school with my children in.
When a child is prescribed to go into a PPEC,
Yeah.
a PPEC setting, a facility,
Yes.
does that prescription have to be renewed every year, or are we?
We
whatever?
have a full-time RN, and her sole job is just to work on Medicaid, referrals, admissions, speaking with those doctors, evaluations, because the idea is, again, to hit milestones and to have that child move on into other things in life, or to graduate to something new that they're doing in the PPEC setting. That's all evaluated on I can't tell you what the specific timeline is, of course, but that's all evaluated constantly. And we're always on the phones with doctors and with our intake nurse, and just doing what we can do to make sure that they're in the right setting. And do they still need us? We want them there, but if not, that's a success story, right? We're going to move them
Plus
on
it's
to
space for somebody else.
it's space for somebody else that hasn't received what they need the most.
Got it.
Yeah.
Do some of these doctors? I'm fixated. I'm just fixated on this idea.
Yeah.
Are some of these doctors initially naysayers and then come back and are believers?
Absolutely.
Has that happened?
Yeah.
Tell me that's happened.
It's happened. Absolutely. Yeah. We've had doctors, again, like I've mentioned, that have told Kyle or the nurses, this child will never walk. And then we've sent them videos of that child taking their first steps at Patches.
Yeah.
And then the mom comes in crying, said, oh my God, I've never seen my child walk. I was told she would never walk. And we have a child that was in another PPEC setting, and nothing against them, but just being there for about a month, that child is able to have sensory issues, touching the feet, touching the hands. That's able to be done by the parents, and that wasn't done before.
Some of it is just that, no?
Miracles
Caring,
every day.
touch, whatever.
Miracles every day.
So, Andrea, this has been a pleasure.
Thank
I
you.
thought we were cheating with the video, but I know that helped so much. I know it helped so much. Rochelle, thank you as always. Please flash that one more time. The website, and that's our show today. Patches is a wonderful, one of a kind facility in South Dade, helping people that that have the greatest need. I urge you please to look at the website, to consider, take a look and see what you can do to help. Give Andrea a call. She'll help you. My name is Richard Candia. This is South Dade Shoutout. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.